We saw in the recent national security strategy from the US that the country is looking to interlink a lot of the regional concerns in the Indo-Pacific. So, how do you think that this Japan Australia agreement fits into that framework?
So what we've seen both in Australia and Japan is continue to invest heavily in the U.S. partnership by enhancing their burden sharing, as well as converging on their strategic understanding of the challenges facing the region. This means gray zone operations in the East China Sea, South China Sea, and of course across the Taiwan Strait. And I think with Canberra and Japan, Canberra and Tokyo agreeing to cooperate and invest more in their bilateral security partnership, it sends the message to Washington that we listen, we hear what you're saying, we are doing exactly what you want. We're investing our own security, but we're also doing this with the sense that it's going to help the United States invest in its security.
We see both sides mention that they're looking to maintain peace and stability in the region, including in the Taiwan Strait. What does this agreement mean for Taiwan's role moving forward in either Japanese or Australian strategic planning?
Well, whether it's Tokyo or Canberra or other capitals such as Ottawa or others, they're all interested in peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. They want to maintain a strong economic relations with both Beijing and Taipei. They want to ensure sea lanes of communication remain stable and governed by international law. They want to avoid a conflict, and they're all abiding by their own one China policy. And their one China policy is not Beijing's one China policy. I think we need to be very clear about that. They again are also thinking about how over the long term that peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait can be maintained.
This comes off of several weeks of tensions between Japan and China following Prime Minister Takeshi Senai's comments on Japan's potential involvement in a Taiwanese crisis. What do you think this agreement has to do with the last month or two of activity that we've seen regionally in the region?
It's using the matter-of-fact comments of Prime Minister Takeshi that if there was a military conflict across the Taiwan Straits, that Japan would have to consider using military power to defend itself. This is not brain surgery. In fact, I think many capitals share her sentiments. I think the only suggestion I would have had for her is she should have said, "This is not only Japan's issue; it's an issue for the global community." The reality is Taiwan is a global public good. It sits on these sea lines of communication that ferry about 2.3 trillion US dollars of goods, key energy resources to the second largest economy, the third largest economy, Japan, and of course the 10th largest economy, South Korea. What happens to Taiwan absolutely matters to not only Japan, but the global community.